Hi, and welcome along to the Bias Premier League show. My man White Yardie in the building. How you doing, bro?
Well, go on. Hey, look where me find. Look where me find the horse.
Oh, yeah. I've got a couple of them. I got a couple of them scars, man. FA Cup scars. Listen, show today brought to you today by Boohoo, man. You get a 40% discount today by clicking the link in the description. By the way, big up Boohoo, man. I love these t-shirts. See, like, let me show you, right?
Jeez. Tupac. Me say I'm not dead enough.
2-pack. You know what? I love my old school hip hop, right? So they sent me a couple of nice 2-pack ones. They got
Biggie
these nice
well.
Biggie ones.
Yeah.
They got Bob Marley ones. Trust me, I love
Rowe
that.
one
Well done, Boo, man. Love that line. Love that. And a Wu-Tang one.
Yeah.
Wu-Tang Clan. Trust me. Big up Boo, man. I'm loving that, right? But yeah, listen, we're smiling again. This is good, isn't it? Every time we're coming in nowadays, we're smiling.
Yeah, what? Yo, people don't want to see we smile, man. Them don't want to see we happy. Them don't want to see we a smile. They want to be upset. They want to be sad. They want to say, oh, these guys. But yeah.
Was you smiling, though, after 90 minutes of that game?
No, I wasn't. Robbie, like, listen, man, like, you see where it gets to a stage right now where I hope Arteta, like, after the games, goes back and watch the games again, like from the TV, how we are seeing it. Because when you're there and watching on the pitch, you only get to see things once. You don't get to see the replays. We get to see replays. We get to watch it over. We can rewind it, pause it, freeze it, all of these things. I hope he goes home and watches them again and realize Willian is done. The brother, like, him not even try hide the fact that he don't want to play. It seems as if him just out for sabotage us. He does not show any sign of he wants to play football no more. I don't know if he just retired now. He just decides that, yo, might as well go and collect some pay and kick 2 balls. Yeah, man, Arsenal signed me and we take him. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
The first off, he weren't bad. I didn't think he was bad in the first half. I thought, you know, there was a couple of occasions where he was trying to create things. He was running. Not that he did, but I couldn't fault the effort really in the first half. But the second half, he offered nothing.
Exactly.
Absolutely
but again,
nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Look on it.
But what I'm saying is what we want and what we need, regardless if you're sure with 10, 15 minutes of you trying. To me, the rest of the game, you don't try. It's almost like, you know, when we talk about signings, when people always say, oh, Arsenal are thinking about signing this player and that player, and then all of a sudden you start seeing these highlight clips pop up and you'll be like, yo, he's a good signing. Brother, that's like 3 minutes highlight. We want to see some full games because anybody can look good in a 3 minutes highlight. Right now, Pepe, we did look marvelous. Pepe look like Mbappe rival when we see the highlights. We're not there right now, brother. We can't.
Yeah, he also didn't have the greatest of games. Although there was the thing is about in that game,
kept trying to.
There was a couple of things he did that really, like for instance, that ball that he put in for Willock. That was a brilliant ball that Willock should have buried that header.
I don't think Pepe had a bad game. I don't think he had a bad game. It's just because of the lack of goals and assists and things like that, we want to see. That's
what I'm saying. The problem is, right, is that when you put in a ball like what he did for Willock, and Willock basically just wasted that chance. That should really be a goal. We should be talking about an assist now for him.
Pepe.
But you know, because of the poor finishing, you know, it wasn't. But listen, the positives were Emile Smith-Rowe yet again. First of all, you know, he's the red card against him. I'm going to say something now, right? I don't blame the referee. I blame the player. I'm going to cuss the referee in a minute, but first of all, let's just get to the player first, right? With that Emile Smith-Rowe red card, the scream that he let out was as if he'd been shot.
Yeah, no,
like someone had taken
a Casper tackle him. A Casper is a ghost tackle him. Somebody else hit him.
barely touched, was he? He was like, you could see the player pull back.
I know,
right?
and that's the part of football that we hate. I hate anyway. I hate when,
yeah, but it's the scream, isn't it? It's like, so the referee has looked at that now.
Not even Eduardo screamed so hard when him foot did broke.
Exactly. So I just look on it and I just think it was that scream. Yeah. Although now I'm gonna cuss the referee. He's guessing.
Of course he's guessing.
He's guessing. He's guessing with that red card because he's not sure. He's been swayed by the scream. Because
and the theatrics on
because he's looking.
Because remember Nelson was.
Hold on 1 second. He's looking on it and he's saying it's a bad tackle. But the scream. Now this is where, you know,
it wasn't even
who do you blame for it? Do you blame the referee or the player? Because the player has deliberately tried to get in. I mean, I felt the player should have got a yellow card because he's deliberately trying to get his fellow professional sent off.
Well, for me, I do blame the player, yes, 100%. And earlier, I remember Nelson was tackled as well, and it was worse. It was worse than that. But the ref didn't do anything because our players are too honest. I feel like Arsenal players are too honest when it comes to tackles, penalties, all these type of things. They don't complain. They just get on with the game, which is fair enough. They're being honest, but sometimes you see how the game goes. And even though VAR is there luckily VAR was there for us because we would have been down to 10. The player definitely gets blamed. The ref for me was too quick to draw for that red. Where the tackle was, it was near the touchline. The fourth assistant's there as well. Do you understand what I mean? Like you could look and even get a, all right, put a yellow. Or even before you even give a card, go check VAR before you even give the card then. Because you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to not give the card. You're allowed to say VAR check. Because I didn't see, I'm not sure. Stop just straight away giving. This is the part we have to praise VAR because if we never had that VAR there, if VAR did not exist in the game,
could have lost the game.
Would have probably 10 men now.
But then
and the guy who came on and is making things happen, gone off, and especially like, yo, come on, man.
And then the other thing what I was looking on in that game is that would have been no Emile Smith-Rowe for 3 games.
Exactly.
Free game ban for dangerous play.
Exactly.
So VAR definitely worked then. VAR though should have given us a penalty as well, I thought.
Yeah, but we're not gonna get the. Listen, we have to understand as Arsenal fans. Yeah, I've said this before. Like VAR works when it feels like to work for us. That one day, there's no way it couldn't have. It could if it would have got overturned. That would have got overturned. And
let me say, I didn't think it would. Right, all these penalties that have been given like that all season. I saw one the other day with Pogba, which was less contact than the one on Saturday that was given. I didn't think that was a penalty. I didn't think I didn't think our one at the weekend was a penalty.
No,
I don't think a load of those ones that I saw where
they're not consistent.
tiny.
They're not
there's
consistent.
no consistency. If you're giving it for that, then the one on Saturday should have been a penalty.
Yeah, like handball situations, all of these things is like they're not consistent with it, and this is the problem. So I feel like VAR, like the referees and all this, need to have a meeting and go through proper training and understand what it is, because it's too much now, and this could be causing big games. This could be swinging where people finish in the league and finishing and knocking out of cups and so on. However, listen, we got the job done eventually, and we need to get into the scores, as a matter of fact, the predictions. Why we skipping?
Yeah, we're gonna hold on. We're gonna get into that in a minute. Let's just still on the game. Smith-Rowe, brilliant. Yet again, fantastic goal. It took his goal brilliantly as well. That wasn't.
You got Lacazette, Papa Zet.
Wasn't an easy finish. You know what I mean? Took the goal really, really well, and then we've just finished it off. Who scored the second one again?
Tini.
Oh, Tini. Oh.
Tini passed it, and somebody was there hit off her. Listen, let me tell you something, man. I actually said, as I said, I did a video on my YouTube, talking about Aubameyang and explaining.
Yeah, big.
No, cause
you're big. No.
Yo, go check it out on my YouTube, White Yard. I said I'm not a hater. It's just I am stating facts on what I am seeing. No, what he brings to the whole team is not enough at times. And I feel like Lacazette brings more into the game, which we see as soon as Lacazette came on, it felt like we're going to get the goal now. We're definitely going to get the goal because he was putting himself in position. His hold, as I said over and over, his hold up play, he fights for the ball.
I keep telling you, they're different.
But did you see something? I saw something in that game. No, I know, but I saw something in that game. Aubameyang, there was one time he turned and actually run at the defenders and beat one and got pushed over. And he that's something I've not seen him done for a long time. Run at defenders with the ball. You understand? It's like there's still a lot. I feel like there was the confidence, obviously, of not having goals, not scoring for so long, has obviously affected other parts of his game. You understand?
You know what I felt in that game, right? For once, at last, in a game, there was a couple of good passes put through to him where he could get in behind. That pass, I think it was
you're right.
David Luiz.
David Luiz.
David Luiz done a brilliant pass. He's in behind, gets a shot off, right?
Yeah.
That's the difference between him and Lacazette. Lacazette is a central guy, hold up play, link up play, brilliant, can get a goal. Aubameyang, he needs service. So the goal he scores all about the service of Kieran Tierney. And you can see Lacazette in the build-up. He sees that Tierney's got it, and immediately he sprints towards goal to get himself into that position. That's what he's all about. I said it many a times. He's very similar to Jamie Vardy. They're players that need service. They're not hold-up guys. They're not link-up guys.
I know that.
They're service guys. And the problem we've had is they don't get no service. But the thing is, soon as Saka and as soon as Smith Rowe came onto the pitch, I mean, they embarrassed some of those senior players.
Of course.
Especially a guy like Willian right now, he's got to be looking over his shoulder because
he's young. Look at flight. Look at flight back to Dubai. But look over his shoulder. Look at flight. All
right. Let's get into the scores anyway, right? Arsenal versus Newcastle. You said 2-0. I said 3-1. You got that spot on. Now, if you remember rightly, when we were doing it, when you said 2-0, remember what I said to you at the time?
You could have went with it.
Do you remember what I said? I said to you, I was going to go 2-0 as well. But because you've gone 2-0, I'm going to go 3-1, although I don't know if we get 3 goals past Newcastle. But 2-0, you were spot on. Man United versus Watford, you said 3-1. I said 2-1. It was 1-0. United were, we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. Man City versus Birmingham, you said 6-1. I said 6-0. 3-0. It's 3-0 at half time. They chilled out.
Yeah.
And then Stoke versus Leicester. You said 2-0 to Leicester. I said 2-1 to Leicester. It's 4-0. So you've won this week. We all got the outcomes right, but you got it spot on with that Arsenal result. So you've made a little comeback. You needed that. You needed that badly. Yeah. But the Man United. I mean, let me just say, you know what, right? Without even covering a load of these games this weekend, yeah. I don't know about you, yeah. Our game we enjoyed because it was Arsenal playing. Even that game weren't the greatest in 90 minutes. It livened up in the time. The other games were terrible, man.
Yeah.
The only entertaining game for me at the weekend was that shock defeat by Leeds. Leeds losing to Crawley. I couldn't believe it.
Whoa, hey.
Let me say something, yeah? Let me say something.
Crawley.
Let me say something, yeah? I said this the other day and I started getting cussed off by people, yeah? I said, Bielsa, right? I love his style of football. I love it. All-out attack and that, but his style of football is very naive. It's a naive style, man. There's no defense. It's just like you just bomb forward and hopefully you blitz a team. But what if that don't work?
Brother, you can't imagine being a defender and playing for Leeds. He just just look in front of everybody. I say, wait. What me I do?
Very similar to what Arsene Wenger used to do a lot back in the day. Right, yeah. Where you leave a team just far too open, and that's what Leeds game after game. You know what they're going to do? They could bash up a team, or they'll get bashed up themselves.
But it's always going to could always be a high scoring game with them, and That's why, as I said before, with us, when we even down to 10 men, we still had the opportunity to seal the deal. I wish the farm Saka was in now was there. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we have really 3 extra points and we'd be laughing. I think we'd be chilling up there like, yo, what one? But I saw it go. You know what I mean?
Anyway,
I'm just happy, Robbie. We are happy.
Very happy. Very happy.
What's this? 4 games in a row?
4 in a row. As Mo said on Saturday, 4 in a Smith Rowe.
4 in a Smith Rowe. Let's keep Smith Rowe going then.
Right, let's keep this Smith Rowe going. Yeah. Let's just. We're going to touch on the game we got this week against Palace, but just before we do that, your Boohoo man of the week.
My Boohoo man of the week. There was a few contenders from Arsenal team. There was even Crawley. I was about to say, yo, Crawley could even get it, you know what I mean? Like, Crawley as well. But it has to go to the one and only Mr. Leno. Let me tell you something. The save, the triple save, because if you watch it, it's a triple save the man pull off in like the end of the game. That would have been it for us. That would have been game over. We're out of the FA Cup. We just give them the cup. Forget it. We're holding it. We just hold it to somebody else. We might as well get them to clean it and give it to somebody. But Leno, safe hands Leno, made that triple save and kept us in the game, went into extra time, and we know the rest. So big up to Boohoo man of the week, Leno for me. He kept us in that game at the end, man. Like, credit to him.
Well done to Leno. What about the idiot of the week?
All right, listen. Idiot of the week. Idiot. The real idiot. It has to be the referee. It has to be the referee of our game. Like, Chris, listen. As I said to you, the other day, this brother just quick forgive card. He's one of them guys. I bet his wife hates him. His wife hates him. You know why his wife hates him? Because every Valentine's, every birthday, every Christmas, every special occasion, he just pulls up with a card. Nothing else but a card. No presents, nothing. Listen, and you know the worst thing is, you must be embarrassed. You can imagine as a referee how embarrassing it is to now give out a card and then have to go watch the screen to see that you made a mistake and go back and take back your card. Come take back the card. That's what your wife said. Take back your card and go.
And by the way, Yardy, did you see how many times he checked?
Yeah, because I'm in a shock now because
I'm saying after the first time you can see it's obviously not a red card and he's checking and he's checking.
Watch it. He's waiting. It's like he was literally watching and hoping something would change. It wasn't going to change apart from your card. Idiot.
So Chris Kavanagh, idiot of the week. You've got a game this week, of course, Crystal Palace. That's not going to be an easy game. Crystal Palace, very similar style to Newcastle, where his banks are 4 behind the ball. However, the difference between them is that they've got players like Zaha, Eze, when they counter-attack, they counter-attack.
Benteke has been scoring goals now.
Benteke's been scoring, I think
he has scored against us a couple of times as well.
He scored against us the last time we played, I'm sure of it. And it's gonna be a very tough game, but it's a winnable game.
Of course.
It's a winnable game, and the confidence. I would have been very, very worried about this game, before Christmas, right?
Yeah.
But the confidence is up now. As you said, 4 wins in a row. How are you feeling about that game?
I'm definitely confident going into it. I am obviously wary of their attack as well because, as you said, the players that you named, they do have some tricky players, that could draw a penalty and stuff like that as well. We have to think about that. And if they get in the box with certain players, they're quick with their feet, skip pass and get fouled, and then the penalty is given. So we have to think like that way as well. However, if Arteta does pick the right team, which we know which is the right team for him to pick, which consists of Xhaka and obviously even Xhaka. Listen, brother, yeah, Partey is back. I know that as well. So I would like to see probably Partey and Xhaka in the midfield. Ceballos did have a good game against West Brom as well. It's not a bad place to be in where you have options now. And
who do you put? Who plays in defense? Listen,
Mari, I feel you have to keep him. The guy's in form. He's gone 4 games in a row now. You cannot drop him. You cannot know. And like for me, I love Gabriel because he's come in and showed us, he's a good defender. Somebody made a point the other day, and I actually agreed with it. Why do we not complain when there's 2 right-footed defend centre backs, but why we're complaining we have 2 left foot? Doesn't matter.
Balance.
But 2 right foot. Why 2 right foot?
No, but that's not a good balance either.
But you've had that before. We've had.
I know, but do you know the other thing as well? Do you drop Luis out? He didn't have a bad game either.
You know what? Yeah, if I'm being honest, it's very tricky, and I know Gabriel has missed. He's missed a few games. I feel like he might need to go into the reserves and under 21s and under 23s. I mean, no, I feel
under
like
23s.
No, for one game, just to get back into the momentum of playing, man. Brother, like we have to be very careful what we're doing right now, Robbie.
You don't need no under 23s.
So who you drop then? Who you drop?
I don't think I wouldn't drop Murray.
Okay.
It's hard to drop Holding because he's been playing okay as well. I think you got to bring back in. I think you got to bring back in Holding and Murray. They've been playing well.
So when Gabriel come back,
he'll be on the bench. You have him on the bench. You know what I mean? If anything happens to the, Murray has played quite a lot of games. So if he, I don't know, gets a bit tired or whatever, you can bring him off. Also, remember, we've got the game coming up straight after that against Newcastle on the Monday. So it could be those guys could play that game. It's a good problem to have. We don't normally have the problems we normally have.
We don't normally have this.
The problems we normally have in the centre-back position is that none of them are any good. And now we've actually got some good ones.
Even for Newcastle, I would keep Mari in the same way because he played against them and he played very well.
If he's still fit and if his energy levels are still there, but it's a great problem to have because Gabriel as well, let's not forget, he's been brilliant this season as well. And maybe, I don't know, when I look at that Palace game, they're going to be up against Zaha. He's a very tricky player, very dangerous player. Maybe that's where you need a bit of experience. Gabriel, younger player, he's quicker and everything, but maybe might lunge in a bit or whatever. Maybe that's why I'd stick with Mari for this game and then bring Gabriel back.
I find it hard to drop him. I find it hard
probably
to drop Mari.
Bring Gabriel back in for the game against Newcastle. But it's a great problem to have. So you fancy a win?
Yeah, definitely.
Where you going?
Arsenal, man.
Give me a score.
Go for 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-0. I fancy it, man. I fancy it. The confidence is up. Kieran Tierney's playing brilliantly. I mean, he could have been your Boohoo man of the week.
Could have. He easily could be like
you know what I mean? And the confidence is up and like the smiles are back even on Aubameyang's face. He got a goal. Lacazette's playing well now as well. Yeah, I fancy us. I really fancy us. But
I would like to see Abba get a goal again. Another goal.
He needs a goal. He needs a goal in the league now. You know what I mean?
You need one of them again. So hopefully we can, get
him back in the Premier League. Yeah, man. Well, listen, Yardy, bless, man. Thanks very much, man. Smiles on our faces. Don't forget, guys, as I said, check out the link in the description. You can get up to 40% off Boohoo, man. All you got to do is click the link. They got some great stuff. And they got a great, bargains going on right now as well. Everything you need there. Make sure you check it out. And we will be back on Friday. Of course, our game is next week, Monday, after the game at Palace, previewing all of the weekend's games.